What's up, guys? So if you enjoyed last week's video, don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. We have a ton more CLK DTM content coming because the car is joining us again in Miami. And today we're talking about a very special car behind us, a Diablo VT twin turbo. So about 30 days ago, a really good client and dear friend of ours sent us one of the most controversial modern Lamborghinis produced. This is one of the original Diablo VT TT. Now, if you don't remember these cars from posters, magazines, and advertisements, this was essentially developed by the Lamborghini distributor at the time, Vic Kalunian, as a 750 horsepower, 222 mile per hour, $500,000 Lamborghini Diablo VT. So based on the four-wheel drive VT cars with an extra TT. And if you ever saw the advertisement, they had this massive logo on the side that said VT TT, and the cars were very controversial. But also very rare and sort of intriguing. It is believed that they produced 7 cars. One was a roadster. There was a famous yellow car that was a poster. I think I had it as a kid. There was also a red car that was in advertisements. There was a blue car, and I've seen 2 other black cars. So this car and one other black car. But what we know through Valentino Balboni and a few other characters is they weren't very reliable either. So Valentino Balboni told me a story a few years ago about him test driving one of the VTTs when it was first new. And I believe he was with the engineer of the project, and on the entrance to a highway in California, he blew the engine, basically grenaded the engine. And listen, anytime you're putting twin turbos on any car, much less a V12, already complicated Italian supercar, I believe you were creating a little bit of a recipe for problems, but we are going to try to do our best to help our client make this as reliable as possible and as bulletproof as possible. So I've got our guy, John Hooper, here to tell me a little bit about what we're looking at, because I have no clue, and what we're going to try to do.
First, let's have a moment of silence for my reputation. Don't mind. Being involved in this. Now, John had me calling a friend of mine about a car he thought was in another part of the state at some point. And the conversation led from a former salesman at this place. It was on don'tdatethisguy.com at one point. And then we were talking about another one like this that we discussed cutting the top off and burning trash in it because we liked it so much. I don't know much about this car. Diablo VT, somebody strapped some turbos on there. They've obviously changed the plenums, throttle bodies are different, they hold pressure, they'll do what they want it to do. They've added 2 extra injectors on each side for when it's under full boost to prevent it from going so lean that it will melt. I don't know much about the internals of this project. If we're going to do it, we're going to need to have it sleeved and the whole 9 yards to take a bunch of boost and raise a bunch of hell. The only people I know that have ever had any real success, and this is my humble yet accurate factual opinion, that Underground Racing, Casey and Kevin, they do it better than anybody. But they never did these.
Yep. They've done Murciélagos.
Yes.
Which is
Similar.
Very similar, not exact, but so yeah. So essentially, we are without the support, I'd say emotional support of John Hooper. We are going to jump into this project. Engine's gonna come out. Definitely work with the guys at Underground. We're gonna try to reimagine this while keeping it as original as possible. It's definitely a piece of history in many ways, but at the same time, a very complicated piece of history. So let's take it for a drive.
I think it's got a lightweight flywheel.
Woo! Let's go, boy!
Doing this because you're doing this.
You're doing this because I dragged you into this project.
I put my seatbelt on because you put yours on.
I'm gonna show you what 750 horsepower
Show me.
can do.
I'm from Missouri. Show
That's
me.
that's the reason this car is here, is
To make me a believer.
the owner, who's a very good friend and has incredible other Diablos, had a poster of this as a kid, the yellow car, not this car. And when he bought this car, he told me he drove it very hard and he didn't feel like it was 750 horsepower. And I said, you know, those cars were notorious for being unreliable, and it probably doesn't have 750 horsepower. So our job is to try to make it reliable.
Hello? Whenever we're not talking, actively cut the camera. We've been talking.
Been talking.
Now I'm on the phone and it's rude. John said it's rude.
Woo!
Do you think he's mad now?
Hear those turbos?
Yeah. I think he's mad now.
So this is before.
Yeah.
We pull the engine
What some people say pre.
free. We're giving all of you a little test inside one of 7
Going
Diablo.
back to what you were saying about posters. I'm from that era of you had the poster, you wanted to get it. Now I guess what you have a screensaver, you strive to have that one day.
It's true, though.
Bro, I had that screensaver as a kid.
It's true. So far, we haven't pushed this yet, but it definitely doesn't feel. I mean, it's not slow,
Stay slow.
but it's not 750 horsepower. It's not 650 horsepower.
Beats the shit out of walking.
It actually, I would say it feels slower than a Diablo SC30 right now. It's about,
Because you gotta wait for it.
you gotta wait for it.
Hey, somebody got paid for it though.
Imagine when this came out, this was probably one of the most expensive cars in the world. $500,000 to $550,000 in 1994 was absolutely insane. I don't even think an F50 was that much in 1995. But that that is sort of like Vic Kalunyan's genius of marketing. We won't comment on his business acumen. But he created the
Rosso Vic color,
Yes.
which we all love. Most of us rednecks would call that candy apple red, but it's not.
It basically is candy apple red. It basically is. The Momo edition, the Diablo
The
and
Ronald
the Gallardo
McDonald edition.
basically, the Millennium edition Diablo, the Monterey edition Diablo SVs, the Bull Run, and these
No
7.
bullshit.
These 7 Diablo VT TT, and I believe there was 1 Roadster. And I think that's, listen, this is not a factory car, but how many people saw the ads? They had the poster. It's like this was the shit in 1994. I'm gonna have a twin turbo Diablo with the chrome wheels.
Yeah, I'm gonna take one of the most expensive cars in the world at the time, and then I'm gonna mod it up.
Yes.
Why? Because I feel like it.
Because I can. Because there we go. You know what? Remarkably, it's actually running okay
Yeah.
for a
I almost told him
1994.
about where it's
No
supposed to
check
be.
engine light.
No. We fixed that on the last run. It just drove itself away. Now it sounds like we got rid of that dead hole.
Yeah. Woo!
Hell yeah. Let the good times roll. I think this camera's enjoying the shade.
This clutch has to be like a carbon, because you feel it chatter, and we'll fix that when we. I mean, it pulls.
11 million horsepower.
But it doesn't. I mean, it pulls, but we'll get it right. I mean, I don't know. I still. It's not scary fast. Come on, here we go. Hold on, I need to give us a little more room. I don't trust these brakes.
I don't trust these people.
I don't trust the people or the brakes.
The good part about this is there's not a scooter or a pedestrian anywhere.
Okay, here we go.
And this Jetta wants a piece.
Mexico blue wrap.
Yeah.
Is that Riviera blue or Mexico blue?
I wouldn't know. I can ask him.
We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. There's just so much turbo lag. It is crazy. That's
Yeah.
fully floored, and it's just. I mean, it kicks like you start to feel around $5,000.
Once again, it's a great day to be in Miami.
Very comfortable car to drive. Let's see, here we go. It's quick. This is not 750 horsepower. I would be shocked if it's a touch over 500, in my opinion. No, but you know what?
Mine never
Look.
starts with like a 4.
It's got oil pressure, it's running cool, there's no check engine lights. I mean,
Dude, we both need Life is Good t-shirts right now.
right?
Maybe get you a Life is Good hat.
And I've actually advised this client that we should leave it the way it is. We put the graphics back on. It's a piece of history. Just take it for what it is, but he is committed to getting it to run. And I've told him we couldn't do it without actually building the engine.
If you're committed, I'm committed.
You're not committed, actually. You don't want to do this.
No,
But-
I'm gonna find somebody to sublet it to.
But
That's
I'm
gonna love me.
I've convinced you. Here we go. Final pull.
Hit it.
That was not
New
bad.
episodes of Third Gear Pulls with JJ.
That's not bad.
I'm telling you, dude. You gotta get up there to 7.
I'm not putting a
Give it
rod through the block.
7. We gotta
So there
rebuild
was-
it anyway. Come
So
on.
there was supposed to be a knob, it says, somewhere to
That ain't
adjust
it.
it. That ain't as a, from 6 pounds to 9 pounds. That would bring you from 600 to 750.
They did a good job behind it.
They hit it very well. I don't see the knob. It does sound cool with the turbos, but
You ever drive a Nova M400?
what?
Nova?
Oh, I've heard that. I've never driven. I heard they're a blast. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What engine's in that?
Ford.
Like an EcoBoost or
It's a
something?
VTEC. It's like a
Oh, that's cool.
V6.
Yeah. Well, I think you're not excited, but the owner is excited to get the engine torn out.
I'm excited to do anything with you.
And I think our followers will be excited to see it.
Do you know how much street cred I have now riding around with you, just being seen with you in public?
We only have 67,000 subscribers. That's like
No,
an
I'm talking
amateur.
about we're in
That's
Miami
like
riding around. People
that's like
see this.
That's amateur hour. Anyways,
Well, that's a reminder to like and subscribe.
That's what I
And
was
then get
getting
somebody
to.
else to like and
See,
subscribe.
that's what I was getting to. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. We have a ton more Diablo VT TT content coming. We are going to reimagine this car. Engine's coming out. We're gonna call his friends from Underground Racing.
I know what they're gonna say. No.
And we are gonna get this. We are gonna try to get this car to 750 horsepower, which what it was originally supposed to have, and somewhat reliable. Never want to make promises
Hey,
like that.
I wasn't there. Maybe it did have 700.
Maybe it did. Valentino said he blew the engine to pieces. He said it felt fast when
Right
he was
up into that point.
right up into that point.
Detonation.
And then boom. Anyways, thank you guys again. We'll see you soon.